Okay.
Hello, Mrs. Simpson. Thank you for meeting with me today. So today we're just going to do a quick little interview about how you integrate art into your physical education class. I know you've been a teacher for well over 30 years, so I kind of just want to learn from you and how you do that. So the first question is, how do you think you integrate art into your teaching style or just into your classroom in general?
Like you said, Shane, I've been teaching for 34 years, which has been a long time. I feel that I'm incorporating art, integrating art in phys ed classes, probably the last 20 years by, adding dance to my curriculum, yoga. In health class, a lot of students can express themselves by doing artwork. For example, they do design their own pack of cigarettes for anti-smoking, and a lot of kids are very artistic, and I think it's really important to have that in gym class.
Mm-hmm. I agree. All right, so the second question is, what are the benefits as a gym teacher to integrate art into your classroom that you think benefit the students?
Oh, I think even your jocks, if you want to call them jocks, I think they would benefit with, artistic stuff integrated into the program. Just because I think it's really, really important to have dance. It's important to have yoga. There's NHL players that do yoga in preseason, and it really benefits the overall students.
Right. So the third question is, over the years, how do you think how do you think art has enhanced your own teaching, and do you think you yourself have benefited from using art? Because obviously we're all learning in this, and teachers are all learning. So how do you think you've learned and benefited from it?
Yeah, I think I learned a lot about how students like to express themselves, and they're happy when they're happy when you can get the overall student to do the physical activity, the mental health, and incorporate artistic stuff to just enhance and to help them out.
Mm-hmm. Now, obviously, in a gym classroom, they're not expecting to be seeing art necessarily. But how do you think students respond to the art integrated into your classroom, and are they sometimes hesitant, and how do you kind of deal with that?
I feel they're not, maybe a little bit hesitant, maybe the male student. I don't want to be stereotypical, but I find that the female students love, the yoga, the dance, excuse me, and, expressing themselves artistically more so than the male students. But I feel once the male students start doing things like, the dance and the yoga, they really, really appreciate it.
Right. So there's not too much, which is good.
Yeah.
Now, you already talked about dance and yoga and the visual arts, but have you ever thought about incorporating maybe different forms of art, like singing or poetry, any other sort of art? Have you ever considered doing that, and do you want to down the road?
Yeah, I think like you said, adding music to gym class. We will do meditation and health class, because right now with COVID, students really are very fragile, and I think we need to incorporate different aspects of art in all classes, whether meditation, singing, just get them happy again.
Yeah, that's the main thing, really. Now, how is art and physical education similar? And if they're not, you can also express that too. But how do you think they kind of correlate in a real life scenario?
Oh, I think they're very similar, because for students to express themselves physically, they have to be, incorporate some artistic stuff. Whether they want to express themselves by dancing, express themselves by, doing artwork, or dancing, yoga. I think it all benefits physically and mentally the overall student.
Yeah. Now, in a gym class, there's obviously people who don't necessarily want to be there. You have to take your gym credit, but still some students would rather be, somewhere else. And so, do you think that the addition of art over the years has helped you kind of get those students to be more active and participate more by including art?
Yeah, absolutely. Just because we don't cater to the top athlete in our class, we cater to the overall student, like everyone. Everyone has a gift, and sometimes they express it artistically. And I feel that every student's different, and they want to come to my class because I do incorporate the music and yoga and dance. They love my class, and not bragging, but you have to not just put a basketball out in the center court and play 5-on-5 basketball. That's not what they want. And I think incorporating the different aspects of phys ed with the artistic stuff is amazing.
Yeah, I agree. Now, were you taught to include art into your curriculum when you were in your undergrad, or even in your teacher's college year, or did you develop that more throughout your career?
Yeah, so I was at teacher college in the 80s, late 80s, so I really learned through PD sessions how to incorporate some art form into phys ed classes.
Awesome. How do you think art can bring out the best in students? I mean, you kind of already answered that through, relaxing them and allowing them to express themselves, but are there any other ways, maybe the performance aspect to it? Do you think it enhances some of the physical talents they have?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel that if students are happy, then they're going to express themselves the best that they can. And so them being happy and doing different things, like I said, not just putting a basketball out and playing 5-on-5, they don't want that. They want to learn, and they want to develop their physical fitness, plus they want to develop their mental health too. So I think incorporating the artistic things will help develop this.
Right. All right, so last question here. Do you think that all subjects should be taught with art in mind? Even the maths and the sciences and geographies, do you think they all should kind of have that element to them, and why, do you think?
Yeah, I think absolutely, especially the last 2 years with the COVID pandemic that's been going on, is that students have been behind a screen for hours and hours, and I think just relaxing their brain with music, maybe doing some art form, just beside looking at numbers and reading books or stuff like that. I think doing meditation in every class, whether it's science, math, phys ed. I think every class should do meditation, relaxation, especially for the mental health.
I think that kind of gets lost in all the work that they have. Obviously, it is a hard load, math and science, but I think there's definitely room for some art and some relaxation. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. I learned a lot from this and appreciate your time.
Well, good luck, Shane, with your teaching endeavors, and I know that you'll be an awesome teacher.
Thank you.